Hi, James here. I apologise if the last bit sort of ended a bit abruptly. My phone rang, and so the only thing that I did after that was I also inverted this cutter to make the eyebrow. So, I mean the eyelid so that you could see it. The eyelid's going to be done differently, so we can not worry about it at the moment. At the moment, now we have a fairly robust rig. To do these masks in standard Animate, let's hide this and show it. What you're going to have to do is use the mask from this menu. So you want to create a mask. And now you're going to want to duplicate this layer, so let's lock the pupil. So copy this, create a new drawing as the mask. Paste it in. And now you can just and then again you're going to need to invert it. And now hopefully when you grab the pupil, you have the exact same effect. So it's a bit different to using the cutter, but wherever you use the cutter, you can use the mask tool. Now with this, you're going to want to probably have a look at my tutorial for some tips on working with masks in Animate. So if you have a look at that, hopefully that'll give you a much better idea of how to work with masks. So our next task here is our eyelids. So I'm going to lock everything except for our upper eyelid. So now the only thing I should be able to select is the upper eyelid. So to do this, I'm going to have to create a few drawings. I'm actually going to delete this because we don't need it anymore. And I've seen people use outlines around the eye as a sort of a mask without actually using a mask. Using a cutter to do this is a much more robust way of doing things, because if these eyes overlap or are really close, then the pupil is not going to work any other way than using a cutter. This is a method for using your eyes that will work in all situations. So I'm just going to create a box. And as you can see, I can no longer see it because it's been on the cutter layer. So I'm actually going to go to our network view. And I'm just adding it into the composite module so that I can see what I'm working with. So we'll just grab this, rotate it a little bit. I'm just going to edit these points. This is going to be a fully open eye. And we can fill it with our standard yellow. And I think I'm just going to add a couple of points to it. So next, you grab this drawing, copy it, and we're going to paste it here. Let's rename this drawing. Okay, so this one I'm going to rename. As you can add as many of these drawings as you want. I'm just going to do one example of how to do it, and then you can add more. So I'm also going to want to basically extend the exposure of everything. Let's just extend to the end of the scene so that I can demonstrate how the morph works. I'm just going to delete these. So now we need to adjust this so that we have a half closed eyelid. You want to make sure that these lines are completely outside your eye, because you're not anything that's not around this. You're not going. That's not inside the eye. You're not going to see. So I'm just going to bend this up. I think that's all we're going to go for. Let's just go back to our network view. Grab this, take it out so that the cut is now working. And this is what I mean about not having an outline. It's still sort of a dark yellow because I'm using a different yellow to the gradient on it. And you can sort of see, oh, I like this effect for this character. So now we have a fully open eye and a fully closed. In the next tutorial part, we'll morph it so this eyelid slowly closes.